The indie comics world needs a fearless reviewer. Look out, it's Richie's Reviews!
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Richie's Reviews. I'm Richie, and today the format will be slightly different because I will not be reviewing a comic today, but a book by Patrick Hayes. And before I get into it, I'd like to start the review with a quote from the book. There is a lurking feeling. It watches and waits for me to feel weak. Then it stands at the edge of my mind. Oh shit! They're Killing People is a book that is very similar to an old school anthology film because of the many stories it tells in the dark room we call the corner of our unconscious mind, underneath the flashlight of revelations, through the fires of fear and regret. And it's not just a story that grabs a hold of us with chills and discomfort. No, but also the clever wraparound plot of skeletal stragglers that all push forward to relevance during our own mission to push forward to the next story, possibly even seeing them as nonchalant inconsequentials. But this would be a mistake, a grave mistake. They are the glue of brilliance that you'll want to sniff to get high for maximum enjoyment. The amazing Patrick Hayes provided us, the reader, with many interesting stories stretching from the many different genres available. And although all is obviously horror-based, as you could probably surmise from the title, some dove deeper into drama, comedy, and most definitely science fiction, which is done often enough to leave its profoundly massive footprint on the reader's chest. But what grabbed my attention in regards to Ohshitthey'rekillingpeople People are the diverse writing styles for each story. We see this all the time in books. It's nothing new when it comes to different authors, but it's certainly not common to see it from the same author in every unique tale. But why? Was it an exercise? Was it a gimmick? No. It was because each individual story called for it, and Patrick Hayes knew, as an experienced writer, that he must abide toward the direction of the story and how it was being led through the momentum of the instance, mixing creative writing styles for every individual story that required their own method for accurate representation. And whether it was through the narrator's perspective, or through the retelling of a third person's involvement, or whether it was through the form of poetry, or the variety of a news report that is stoic and heartless with facts, creating the shock of the nonchalant breaking stories and dismissive headlines through the years of atrophy. 4 dead, blah blah blah, now weather with Aurora Monroe. No matter what method was chosen, it was done precisely how it needed to be to inherit the attention it deserves. The descriptive composition provided me with detailed pictures in my mind, like the necessary details in an art flip book. So I found something to enjoy in every horrifying tale. And I have something to say about every single one of them. But since I don't want this video to be longer than the book itself, I'll just name my top 3. Skip. And trust me, you don't want to swipe left on this one. Note to author, I love that you referenced Julia C. as a final girl because, not spoiling it, she's finally free. Quote, he continued to stare, as if holding her there. It says so much about fear without having to say it. Second, intro and tongue of the wicked goddess. Even though my favorite quote in this was, the boy took in his surroundings as one would take a blade to the heart. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the profound tongue of the wicked goddess chant, since it is such a masterpiece of believable writing that caused me to almost call the cops on the author. Number 3, stragglers. So many stories to choose from. But even if I could only choose one, this would be it. Read the intersections and take it all in because nothing in this book is frivolous. It all builds to a climactic finish of self-awareness and clever storytelling that will blow your mind to the originality and skill. Again, just as anthology films like Creepshow and Tales from the Dark Side have a wraparound, opening, interlude, and epilogue, so does this, and it's amazing. And now, I would like to end this review with another great quote from the book. A soul is not lost as long as we are who we are. The book is really splendid. I highly recommend you pick it up wherever it's available. Check in the description below. There are digital copies and physical copies. And then just read it. Pick it up and read it. But hey, that's just my opinion.